to record real quick on this because I've got to be in the restart in about 4 minutes. So we're going to do this in about 10 minutes. So real quick. Let's see. So Rick has two subjects to discuss. The cost of huge rate increases for med subs, not because of birthday rule. Yeah. We could do that. And how GLP-1 coverage will harm PDP and MA prices. That's true too. Now, the only saving grace, I think, on GLP-1, if the government comes in and says, hey, you can only charge so much like when it comes to insulin. Because right now, the only way to get GLP-1s covered for Medicare is if your BMI is so high. So you have to qualify weight-wise. You can't just be like, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds and I'm on Medicare and I want GLP-1s to be covered. You're on your own. So it's only medically necessary based on your body mass index numbers. So hopefully that will keep costs low for everyone else. But who knows? The fun fact, the pharmaceutical companies spend approximately $1 million per day in lobbying money. So about $90 million a quarter. So they got some sway with the people that we put in office. We'll see what happens there. But an interesting thing about the commissions that were released 27, CMS turned around and went to the carriers and said, hey, show us exactly what you're paying. Like they want more transparency and more oversight on the commission. So we'll see what that does for commissions, but we probably won't see anything until 28 or 29 calendar years before we see any changes there because it takes some time. So yeah, a lot of people can get GLP-1. Yeah, again, it's going to be chaotic. And we've seen programs where CMS has come in and said, hey, everyone gets this, and then they pull it back. So we'll see what happens. But again, I'm on a short leash today, so we do a homework day today. Before we get started, this Thursday, we're doing a hospital indemnity webinar. I'm going to host it. We're going to talk about selling hospital indemnity. That's 11 Central. No, it's 11 Eastern. I'm sorry. 11 Eastern, 10 Central for me and Christina. And we'll be doing that. So we'll hopefully see you there. I'll send out a link tomorrow to it after I get home from driving back from Chicago. But today we have a 2 o'clock Ethos, which is our online platform for direct-to-consumer life insurance that you could participate in and get credit. And Wednesday, we have the integration for Compass CRM and RetireFlow. If you're not using RetireFlow, you're missing out, and Gordon Marketing has a discount. And then Ethos training again on Thursday. So watch for that. Go to gordonmarketing.com, click on calendar, and check those out. All right, top golf events. 2 left besides the one I'm sitting at right now. So I'm in Schaumburg, Illinois at the moment, beautiful Chicagoland. And then we have Detroit in 2 weeks. And then end of month, we have Westchester, which is apparently Cincinnati, Ohio. Is that right, Christina?
Sure.
We don't know. We live in Missouri. Ohio is one big hole in the ground for us. So
I would assume so. I'll Google it.
yeah. So yeah, what Ethos is something you can market to your book of business. And if they click on the link you send them or QR code or direct them back to your Ethos, you get credit. So it is a direct to consumer platform, but they also open up to agents. So somebody I highly recommend taking advantage of. And Deb, thank you. Yes, it is Westchester, north of Cincy. Perfect. Don't forget, Humana is open for contracting. If you have a problem with the contract or want to get contracted with Humana, you have to July 15th, and we can help you with that. So give us a call, let us know. And Devoted, everyone shrinking. Devoted is expanding. We got purple new service areas and expanding new counties. I thought I had those. I will do my best to get the counties they're expanding in Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, New Hampshire, and Maine. I'll tell you what, having this job has really helped me understand the codes for states. So I'm really good at the 2-digit codes for states now. But big expansion there. Again, they're going to have over 1,300 counties in 2027. So if you don't have Devoted in your back pocket, make sure you're doing that. So for Humana, I don't know about the med subs. I know for Humana, it's the MA that's open. I don't know if that's for everything because I just don't know. I would say I think it's all of Humana, but I may be wrong. But I would just say, hey, if you have anything with Humana you want done, just do it by July 15th. Keep it clean and simple. Okay. Now, homework today. I want you all to email me. why don't you offer hospital indemnity? And I know most of you want to, but don't. Hesitation, what's going on? You get in front of the client, you start, vibing with them, as the kids say now. Is that what the kids are saying? Is that what your son's saying, Christina?
He's saying 6'7", that's all.
Oh, well, he's too young. Yeah,
Yeah.
how old is he?
6. That's
6?
why
Yeah.
he's like,
So
how
yeah.
old am I? I'm like 6. He's like 6'7". Yeah,
Oh, good Lord.
that's daily. Yeah.
So I think we have a moment of silence for Christina. There we go. You're welcome. But let us know why. Because here's the thing, we are working on trainings and pieces for you all to help expand your hospital indemnity offerings, get you more comfortable. But we're over here just speculating what's wrong, why you're not doing it. So tell us why, so we can answer the questions directly. So mgatorna@gordonmarketing.com. Say, hey, here's why I haven't offered HIP. Here's what my questions are. Here's my hesitation. Here's my concern, all that. And I know a lot of people will say, hey, I'm worried about the rejection. And maybe that I'm not going to tell you that directly, but that's really the hidden thing. So I'd recommend review the book, Go for No. And if you haven't read the book, spoiler alert, it's been out for like 15 years now. But it's basically about a guy in sales that is scared of hearing the word no. So it's reframing how you look at the word no. So rather than say, like, I'm going to get 2 sales a day, it's like, I'm going to get 10 no's a day. Because I know every no gets me closer to a yes. And if you're like, I ain't got time for that, it's a 100-page book. The audio version's an hour long. So it's like a decent podcast. And you hear the whole book. Is it a fantastic book? Absolutely not. But it's got a good message. So if you don't read it, I had AI do a 2-page summary of it, which I'll send out as well. So if you're like, hey, I ain't got time for that, Mike, there's new shows on Netflix, Amazon Prime I'm going to check out. I'd rather do that than read a book. I get it. I'm right there with you. So I'll send out the 2-page AI review. You can take a look at that. But I would say not offering your clients everything that's available to them and doing them a disservice. So let's work on that. But again, the thing I want to know is send me an email and say, why aren't I offering hospital indemnity? Here's my concern. And then we could help answer those questions in future training. And that's our goal, to go from a concept to commissions and also coverage for your clients. A lot of C's there because that with alliteration for people like it's all the same first word. Is that what I'm doing right, Christina?
I think so.
Okay. You should know these things. But email me and let me know. Because again, we want to make sure that we're doing things properly. There's a story, I was telling Christina this earlier today. I also read another book. I don't remember the name of it, but it was about a gentleman selling clothing, and his manager was working with him. And one of the greatest things I heard in this book was, if you don't hear the word no, how do you know the customer is done buying? So if you go in to buy a shirt and you say, great, I'll ring up for you and done, it's like, you say, oh, great, well, that shirt would look good with these pants or this tie or this accessory over here or this over here. Even if they say no, that's okay. Because as soon as you hear no, you know they're done buying. But the story was the guy did that next time and the shirt would look great, these pants. Oh, yeah, I like those pants. And I'll take the socks and end up being one shirt to like 5 pieces of clothing that he sold. So, moral of the story is, if you don't know when your prospects are done buying, how do you know you covered all their concerns? And that's, I think, the big thing here is, it's not about shoving product down people's throats. It's about saying, hey, are you worried about cancer? Are you worried about going to the hospital? I think it was 17% of people delayed medical procedures. Seniors did that. So how do you know your client's not one of those people going, no, I don't feel good, but I'm not going to go to the hospital because I'm worried about the bill? Well, if they have a hospital indemnity plan, that worry gets taken away, and now they can go treat it early, and it doesn't become a bigger issue and cost them more down the road. And that's what our job is, to help prevent that. So when you go to your clients and prospects with that attitude, saying, hey, I want to make sure all your concerns are covered, and not, it may be with this one plan, it may be you have to add some things, but let's make sure everything's covered. You're going to have great success. And you're still going to hear no every now and then. That's okay. Because guess what? No equals not yet. I'm not yet ready for that. I don't want that right now. But guess what? It may be 2, 3 months down the road. They're like, oh, my neighbor went to the hospital. Now they're struggling to pay the bill. I don't want to be in that situation. Christina, you told me about this plan you have. Talk to me again about that. You'll never get that phone call if they don't know it exists. So there you go.
Well, the
And
call centers are doing them now. So if you don't offer them or let them know that you do offer them, they could buy from a call center.
yeah, and great question. And this is a great objection I hear all the time is, do HIP cause them more paperwork to get claims? It is involves some paperwork, but again, a lot of plans out there will work with you. And that's why I'm a big fan of Wellaby Mutual of Omaha, because everything they do is stateside. I know for sure, because again, I came from Wellaby, but there's a HIPAA form in the claim form that the client signs it. It gives permission from Wellaby to do all the paperwork for them. So they basically have to file the claim once and then they're good to go and they do the rest. So, but here's the thing. If I told you for 4 pieces of paper, I'll pay you $1,000, would you be like, nah, too much work? 4 pieces of paper I have to fill out in 5 minutes? Oh, yeah, you keep your $1,000, Mike. No, your client's like, yeah, for $1,000, I'll fill out 4 pieces of paper. Yeah. So, and the more important thing is you're letting your clients go get treated early before it becomes something more severe. And I think that's a true win for hospital indemnity and allowing your clients to go get treatment sooner. Because how many times we've heard stories of people waiting to get something checked out, and what could have been simple is now much more invasive. So that's the trick. Now, Rick brings up a good point. Some areas where everything's zero, it's not a great fit. Absolutely. But come to Missouri where everything has a copay.
Mhm.
So, Miami, Las Vegas, I think Phoenix is in the great big market where hip may not make sense, but guess what? You still got that 20% for cancer. So maybe your hip transitions over to cancer plans. And don't forget, some of the hip plans with a cancer rider have much less stringent underwriting than a standalone cancer plan. So that's something to think about there as well. Where I know, like, where Wellaby, it's a guaranteed issue for their cancer rider. Now it's only for new diagnosis, but it's better than being a flat decline. So there's some pivot there with their plan. Maybe you do a bare bones hip plan with the cancer rider. So you like do 3 days at $100 for the hip. So it's very very basic coverage, but you had a $10,000 cancer benefit. So you could spin it that way too. And again, I'm sorry for the Red Hot Chili Peppers in the background if you can hear it, but I'm kind of jamming out to them right now. So
I wish I could hear that.
yeah, and it's a beautiful day here too. So email me or put it in the comments. But um, yeah, and then again, some seniors will indeed refuse coverage, but they meant they have to pay more, file paperwork. You know what? That's fine. Those are the people who are going to tell you no, but don't offer it because those people say no and withhold it from the people that say yes. Because again, I'm coming from the hospital indemnity background. It's like, oh, I got to do paperwork. It's a couple forms that you send in and you're done. So it's not like we're filling out a mortgage paperwork was 900 pages. And again, those are people that say, no, I don't want to mess with it. But other people are like, oh my gosh, yes, I want that. I want to wipe out more than half my copays. That'd be amazing. So
And I
yeah,
know certain hospitals actually help them with that. I know Mercy here in Springfield, they always ask them if they have a hospital indemnity plan, and they'll actually help them file that paperwork.
yeah. You think Margaret, the little old lady that's 80 years old, or let's say 70 years old, and with the Diet Coke hump and as sweet as can be, you think you're gonna say, figure out yourself, old lady? No, they're gonna help her. Like Christina said, there's some good people out there.
You really
So,
do.
and you could be that good person as an insurance agent. So offer it. Because again, I've seen attachment rates 40, 50, 60, as high as 80%. So yeah, even at the high attachment rate, you still get some no's, but you get a lot more yeses. And again, the real moral of the story is it's your responsibility to show them all their options, not what's convenient for you. So pay attention to that. So email me, mgatorna@gordonmarketing.com. I'll take what's in here and answer those, but email me why you're not doing it. And we're not looking to call you out or anything or say, how dare you. We'll review these in a couple weeks and I'll keep it 100% anonymous. I'll say some people said this, some people said that, and we'll address those. and make sure that you have the confidence to talk to your clients about hospital indemnity. And then we'll expand to cancer. We'll do short-term care. We'll get all these products done and out of the way before AEP. So when AEP hits and you're like, I don't have time to learn hospital indemnity, you already know it. And in 3 minutes, added to your appointments, you could be offering hospital indemnity or cancer or dental or whatever else. And then we'll expand that to annuities and everything else along the way. Yeah, and Jason makes a good point. Make sure the hospital isn't putting them as one to be paid the benefit. We'll talk about that because I've been on the other side of that many times when I was at Wellaby. And we'll talk about how to prevent that. And also, as the agents, how to fill out the claim form. Because I tell you what, if you're going to fill out the claim form for the client, it should take you literally a few minutes, tops. So, and here's the thing. You think your client's going to have better retention after you help them out with the claim form and got them paid? You think they're going to leave you for a call center? Huge retention piece, right? Oh, my agent just got me. I had a bill for 1,500, but I got a check for 1,800. Oh, I think I'm going to leave you. Said nobody ever. They're going to tell your friends, and you can say, hey, if you have friends that want this similar benefit, let me know. And you know what? You open the door for referrals. So while it took you 5-10 minutes to do some paperwork, you've opened door for retention and referrals. So it's like, yes, it's customer service work. That's also why you get paid residual income. Don't forget. But I've got to get, and again, overdoing it. But if you structure it properly, you don't have to overdo it. And that's why I like the menu system. Because when I go to, like, if Christine and I ever went to dinner, if she ever lowered her standards and was seen with me in public, when we go to a restaurant and they hand us a menu, I don't feel obligated to order every dish on the menu. Like, I want this one and this one, and that's it. So you could do the same thing with your menu. We'll talk about that as well. So you can say, hey, here's everything I offer. I'd recommend doing this and this because I have other clients, similar situations, take this route and see if it works for you. So yeah, here's everything I offer, but I'm only suggesting 2 things, not all 9. And that's when it's like, oh, this agent's not trying to shove product on my throat. He's just trying to address my concerns. So that's another way to show the client, hey, I'm here to make this personalized for you and not just push product. So lots of ways to spin this to where your client feels comfortable saying yes. And that's our goal here. But again, I'm supposed to be in top golf because right now Erin's doing the show by herself. So I'm sure she's cursing me for being out here. So I'm going to send this out to y'all. Let me stop recording. Send me an email and the post email.